And Kim, I'd like to say this. I respect you and Tommy for advocating your cause. You need to. But I do think Russell, the mayor, and the town council is doing everything within their power to take care of this situation. Government moves slowly. It's not real fast, but we're moving this thing very fast. Within a month, we're going to have a kennel ready that's heated, that's air conditioned, that has holding pen. It may not be but 4. If we need 8, we'll build 8. We don't know yet. I mean, Skipper doesn't know exactly how many pit bull dogs we're going to take in. Hopefully what we plan for will work. But you should advocate your cause. And the council has no problem with that, do you, Mayor?
Not at all.
And they will be more than happy to meet with you.
Thank you for your time, and I promise, council, I won't take up this much time in the future. I appreciate you agreeing to meet with me.
Thank you.
Do you mind me asking just one last question, and it's regarding the fostering of dogs? If someone agrees to be like if it's a respectable person who has, is a credible person that wants to foster, wants to take an animal from the holding pens and foster it until it can be adopted, do we have to require that the foster person does the spay and neuter, or can that wait until the person who is actually going to adopt the dog can do that?
It could be looked into. I'm not sure the legality of it.
That would solve some issues.
It could be looked into, but I've got to be honest. If I make a difference for one person for another, then if I let one person go ahead and take the dog, and then the next person come up and I don't let them go ahead and take the dog, it's going to make someone angry.
That would only be for fostering.
Maybe fostering, we may could look into it.
Sure.
That would only be for fostering.
Yeah, Dee, we could look into it, and the council would look at that, and maybe set up fostering homes.
It works. It's done all over the nation. Fostering is done. So, it's very possible instead of requiring that person be responsible for paying the vet bill for spaying and neutering, that until we find a home for that animal, let that person who's going to adopt the dog be responsible for paying.
And then the person wanting to adopt it could go to the fostering home.
Right.
And they could work out there.
Yeah, I see what
Yeah.
We foster dogs until they are adopted.
If we could get several fostering homes, it may work out.
That is our whole purpose. That's what we're trying to do, is find foster homes for dogs.
Sure.
My daughter is a vet tech. She can give them all the shots, except for...
Nothing wrong with that.
Except for rabies and bordetella, which they have to have when they spend the night at the vet's office to be spayed or neutered. So the shots and stuff, she can administer the shots, or they're not hard to do. You don't have to be a vet tech to do it, but Chris is the best at it. But we foster dogs. I spay and neuter out of my own pocket once they are old enough to go into the females to go into heat, because I don't want any mistakes, because I have older dogs as opposed to puppies. Puppies can't be big until they're 6 months old.
And that's workable, Mayor.
Sure.
And we can work it in and take care of the legal part of it. And I could work with Dee and Dr. Sullivan to be sure that it's all legally acceptable by the state of Louisiana.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have a problem doing that.
And Roxy, call me.
Okay.
If you need to get in touch with Chris, call me.
Okay.
We know that.
And I'm sorry, I have to excuse myself. My little girl needs to be picked up.
Is there anyone else who would like to be recognized before the council? Okay, then we'll move to the item Humane report.
Okay, we had 36 calls, 34 from Center Hall, 2 from the police department. We have 13 dogs in the pen right now. We had 7 adopted. We had 2 returned to the owner and 8 transported.
I'll entertain a motion to accept or reject the report.
Motion.
All properly moved and second. All in favor, say aye.
Craig got
Question. I'm sorry.
When you say 8 transported, what is that?
To Monroe.
To Monroe, and then you sign paperwork and you're released of your duties of those
Right.
dogs. Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Is there any other questions? All in favor say aye. Opposed is nay. Fire Chief?
My report goes from September 20th through October 17th. Private dwellings, we had 3. Out of town, 31 for the year. 2 house trailers this year. We had 13 vehicle fires so far this year. Didn't have any this month. We'll just move on down through apartments, motels, public assemblies, and when we get to schools, we had 1 call at the high school, but it was only a light. It shorted out. Wasn't any structural damage. The light was replaced. Didn't have anything at any nursing homes. Had 2 minor incidents at buildings this year. 8 machinery fires, most of them being hay balers. 1 storage building, rubbish fires. 2 out of town, making 24 for the year. Grass and brush, 4 out of town grass and brush fires, 30 for the year. Plus we assisted a couple of outlying districts with some brush fires and grass fire. False alarms, had 4 in town, 33 for the year. Had 8 rescue calls this year, service calls, 4 in town, 1 out of town. And service calls can be anything from washing the mud off the streets after a water line repair to meeting a helicopter at the hospital when they transport somebody. It's all service call. 12 minor hazmat instances this year. Had 1 mutual aid, 6 for the year, making a total of 13 in-town calls, 11 out of town. Added to 171 calls last month year to date, plus 24 calls this month, a total of 195 calls. That's year to date. And other activities, we did Fire Prevention Week. We had approximately 331 children come through the fire prevention classes. Marvell Clay does a good job with the kids, and they all enjoyed it. We had Head Start, elementary school, homeschool group, Temple Church, plus 11 special ed children. We had an LSU class this past Thursday night, and the last Thursday night in this month we'll have another. We have a Columbia Gulf Pipeline is having a safety class the 27th that I plan to attend. Me and a couple of 3 firemen. We'll have live burn up there near Delhi. So we'll be attending that. Homeland Security and Office of Emergency Preparedness is having a communications equipment demonstration at the Monroe Civic Center on the 21st, be 9:30 to 12 o'clock. And we plan to attend all of those, and I believe that's about all I have.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
We'll entertain a motion. Properly moved. And second. All in favor say aye.